Ladies and gentlemen, thugs and CEOs, noobs and veterans, I'd like to introduce you to our first 5-star wanted level whip. If you don't own an Inventero Coquette D1, you need to get an Inventero Coquette D1. Because in this ride, you don't just show up, you show out. Time to find the next ride.
Hey, what up, what up, what up? Here we are down at the Shumash Pier, kicking summer off just a tad bit early. This is my favorite time of year. Summer blockbusters are dropping, roller coasters are rolling, the nights are hotter, and girlies are still dressing less. So this means it's time to go topless. Last year, the first ride we stripped the top on was one of the most gorgeous cars to ever hit the streets of Los Santos, the Inventero Coquette D1. This summer, we're moving from classic Americano to classic-inspired resto-mod American muscle. I'd love to intro you to the D1's Bratty baby sister, the Inventero Coquette BlackFin. By now, you know the game. Let's get down to the shop, get some mods on, get this top off, and throw up some performance numbers. This is AMJ Custom Garage. I'm your driver, AMJ. Let's get to it.
Back down at the auto shop. Let's get the top off. Let's get to work.
Back in the shop with the BlackFin. I think earlier I called this a D1. It is not actually a D1. It is just the Coquette BlackFin. It's based on the D1, which is based on the 65, 66 C1 Corvette. But other than that, this is a unique ride to the game. So, Abbott's already done. Let's get to work on it with the aesthetics. And I gotta say, this face is not doing much for me. Kind of looks like someone walked in on this thing while it's in the bathroom and surprise! Let's see what we can do about that. Bumpers. Oh, all you can do is just make it uglier. Yeah, I'm leaving that stock. Alright, chassis. What else do we have? Roll cage. Well, if this is anything like the D1, the roll bar, or roll cage. But it's just the bar. Well, either way, her head's going to clip through it, so we're going to leave that off. Engine exhaust. Alright. Oh, this has got side exhaust. I am a sucker for a nice side exhaust setup. What else do we have? Straight out the back. Oh, and this is what the D1 has. So we're going to try something different. Not a fan of that. Okay, so side exhaust it is. Moving on to the hood. This is stock. It's just plain. I gotta say, it's not bad. Let's see. What does the performance hood? I should not have made this white. Alright, looks like there's a bit of a bulge in there. Oh shit, and then there's the glory hole. The ram air hood. Then they've got two carbon variants. Okay, well you can see the bulge now. And then that's going to be the glory hole one. And then they have vented. Oh, and there's the lamp in the way. Damn, so really the stock, I mean the bulge isn't bad. Neither is the glory hood either.
346 minutes later.
Okay, so the logo is in color here. And here, and then for everything else, it's just in silver. Damn. Alright, I'm gonna go for the glory hole. Alright. Lights, I'm gonna leave them. Well, this is a resto mod ride. You know what? Let's put on the xenon. Plate, we'll do that later. Respray. Let's get to painting. I plan to do a invert of the D. Oh, I can't do pearlescent. Well, I plan to do an invert of the D1. So I'm just gonna pick the same color combo, but inverted. So it is Cabernet, and that looks really nice. It even wraps around. And then, man, it would be nice to have that pearlescent. All right. And then for primary, well, I guess I can. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna put the pearlescent on here. So primary was black. It's black and red. So there's the black. Move light. Do I want the black? Looks a little. Oh, because it was probably a flat black. It was probably classic black. Yeah. Pearlescent. That's what I'm looking for. Cabernet. That's the same color. I mean, I do like that on the black. A lot of it changes to the same color as the secondary, because it is the same color, except the strip along where the door handle is. That seems to always remain black. Kind of a two-tone divider. I'm kind of digging that. I like that. I like that. All right, it's done. What's done is done. All right, let's get the roof off, because you know we're here for that. Spoiler. So we've got a tiny itty bitty lip spoiler and the ducktail, and they both give the same amount of, well, it's traction in the game. It should be downforce, but they give the same amount of traction. Yeah, I think that should be different too. All right, for suspension, let's see here. I mean, the fit on it already is, I mean, that's tight. That's just perfect. What? I imagine that's too, well, that's not even too, it's too low on the back, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to go street. The back's a little lower than what I'd want. And the front's a little higher than what I'd want, but it is what it is. All right, tranny, turbo, both already done. Wheels, I mean, I'm not trading these out. These rims are fat. There's not going to be anything better. There's no point. All right, let's get down to the tires, enhancement, throw on the bulletproof. Don't really know why. Can't change the colors on these. All right, last of the last, let's throw on the plate. I'm gonna leave it white. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it white. All right, well first let's put on the plate. We're gonna go and get the tops off. I think I'm gonna leave it in white with the cursive. I mean, the black is just, it's got the yellow. All right, leaving it in white. So that was quick, that was painless, that was easy. With that done, let's get out, take a look and see what we got, and then we'll head off to the Los Santos Canal. Here we are back down at Fort Z, and let's take a look at what we've got. So, we've got the BlackFin here, and it is looking particularly special right now. It's got that ducktail lip on the spoiler on the trunk. It's got the black with the Cabernet. Holy shit! It's got that Cabernet pearlescent on the black, almost giving a blend with kind of like just a black streak down the middle. I'm loving it with that chrome trim on the doors above the side exhaust. It's perfect. Black rims, red center cap.
This thing is a monster. The only issue with this ride is that face. I said it before, it looks like the surprise face. This thing got surprise coming out of the plant. It's just, I don't know why they would take the D1 and make it ugly. I don't know. And then, of course, like I said, we've got that glory hole hood scoop on there. I just couldn't pass that up. It was too fly. All right, let's actually open this up and see what we got inside. All right, first things first, standard, wow, that's an ugly trunk. Standard ugly trunk. This looks like, this looks like someone who was brand new to 3D made this. This is terrible. I don't even understand what happened here. But if you just look at the rest of the car, the door panels, the trunk lid, it's all rendered so well. What the hell happened in here? All right, anyhow, moving on, we've got the interior, and holy shit, this interior looks familiar. That's right, it's out of the Dominator. You'll recognize it once we get inside. I was pretty disappointed by that when I first realized it. And then we move to the jewelry box. And I think that this is the Dominator engine as well. And I think they just turned it around. Isn't this the radiator in the Dominator? And then they've also got one up front. So I'm not sure exactly what's happened in here. It's kind of disappointing. Such an awesome ride, and then such a substandard, subpar.
Whoa. Hold up. All right. I whipped out my Dominator. I looked inside. It's got the same valve covers, and it's even got this same chrome thingy on the side, but as you can see, it's got an air filter where the BlackFin's got the stack, so technically, it's not the same motor. But I knew I'd seen it someplace. So, I walked over here because my swinger's got the glass canopy on the back, and I looked inside, and no, different valve covers, and it's got 12 stacks instead of 8. So, it's not this motor. Which then made me think, okay, maybe it's the Peyote Custom. I pulled that out. Different motor, not the Peyote Custom. It's got to be in the D1 then. This is just a copy paste out of the D1, right? Nope, not out of the D1. I even whipped out my Widowmaker. And that has similar valve covers, but as you can see, it is a different motor. So, I don't know what I was thinking. Anyhow, I'm going to get back to work on the Hermes. You can enjoy the rest of the review.
Substandard, subpar engine and interior. Let's hop inside though. Alright, in the center we have the speedo on the left, fuel in the center, and tack on the right in the middle of the steering wheel. To the right of that we've got the radio, classic knobs. We've got the same carbon strip above the glove box, the same door handles and window cranks as the Dominator, as well as the seats. Terrible, just copy paste job. We do have this cool little roll bar thing, but it's behind the seat, and as you can see it's a little lower, so it's not actually a roll bar. That would have been the roll bar in the roll cage that I did not put on because it was ugly. So, with that said and done, it's a quick review. Not a whole lot of mods on this ride either. I went back in because I thought I missed livery, but there's no livery and there's no windows. So they actually are getting rid of windows on convertible drop top rides. Great touch there. That being said, let's get down to the Los Santos Canal and throw up some speed runs.
You like the exciting life?
Back down in the Los Santos Canal. Here we are for the Grease Lightning. Let's line this up. This, yeah, we'll just call that good enough. This, like for the D1, is the challenge I think this ride is just going to excel at. We're probably just going to compare the BlackFin to the D1 for the entire review. I'm just going to get that out there now. Fabulous. The D1 is a fabulous ride. If you don't have one, you should really pick it up. Watch the review and then go pick one up. So this is, yeah, Bratty little sister. It's going to be compared to it. The Grease Lightning, which is what we're here for, is a drag race of sorts. We've got some lefts, some rights coming up. As you can see, this is obviously not straight, but there are no ups and no downs. So that means it's flat ground from here all the way to the far end where there is a set of barrels. Once we cross the barrels, it's into the pool and we celebrate. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, mark. Great start. I can already tell this thing is hauling ass. I think this might be a little faster than the actual D1. I'm not positive on that. I don't know what the top speed on either vehicle is off the top of my head. I can already see the hoop bridge in the background right there. This is going to be quick. I think this is probably going to take the D1's record. You know, it's a modified, it's a muscle car instead of the sports classic. Under the last freeway overpass. Coming up on the barrels, there they are, and across the line. Way. Hold 2 seconds faster. Knew Bratty's sister had it in her. Let's get down to the slalom and see if we can keep riding this wave. All right, we've made it back down to the pier and we are here. Back down at the pier and we have made it here for the slalom. Let me kiss this up against the railing. Beautiful. All right, what we're doing here is we're going to take the BlackFin from son of a... Always when I'm trying to make a YouTube. Where was I? Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. So what we're doing here is we're going to run the BlackFin from this end of the parking lot all the way down to the far end of the parking lot, up in between the lights. Once we get down to the far end, we're going to spin it hard up on the far side on the right, power straight up on those arrows. Get all the way down to the far side one last time, spin it again, through the poles, down here and across the line. This is the slalom. And let's see how this beauty handles. 3, 2, 1, mark. Ooh, nice easy start. That's usually not the case on the pier. How was the first spin? Oh, that was gorgeous. Held the gas the entire time. The pier is really slick. Go, 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 go. It's really slick, so it gives a hard time. Lots of traction. But the BlackFin's actually hanging in there pretty well. Through the last set of lamps and across the line. Little backwards, but it's all right. 3 seconds slower than the D1. Big sister's holding her own in this competition. Let's get down to the brake test and let's see what's what. Off the Fort Z. All right, here we are, back down, Fort Z. Let's line this up for the brake test. Ooh, coming in a little hot. There's a lot of space back there. Anyhow, all right.
What we're doing here is we're going to run the BlackFin from this set of blue lights. We're going to go all the way down to the far, far, far other end of the runway where there is another set of identical blue lights. Once we get there, we hit the brakes, hold on tight, and hopefully come to a stop within the brake box. I've got a good feeling about this. The D1 had excellent brakes, I'm pretty certain. So let's see where Bratty's sister falls in. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, mark. Great kick out. A lot of vehicles have a hard time coming out of the dirt. No problem for the D1. That's the first 30 down. We are hauling cheeks down this runway. And there is the second 30. I can start to see the blue lights. There they are. Nice and bright. And stop. Oh, about halfway in out. I got to put up the D1 because I don't remember where it landed. I'm pretty sure, though, it had some fantastic brakes. All right, that's down. Let's get down to Rogers salvage and scrap. Let's get to the cannonball run. Back down at Rogers salvage and scrap. And we are here with the BlackFin to run the cannonball run. And what we're going to do is run the BlackFin from the south side of town all the way down here, straight through the middle of downtown Los Santos, right up the spine of the city. There's going to be some ramps, some jumps in this area before we get to the hill climb. We're going to take the twisties all the way up, through the chicanes, past the top of the hill, blind man's curve, all the way down to the follow through, past the sprunk sign, past the refinery, under the railroad bridge, and into Stab City. So let's get to it. Looks like coast is clear. 3, 2, 1, mark. Oh, I think we spun the tires a little much there. It's kind of a slow start, if you will, but we are kicking ass and picking up speed now. Picking up speed a lot faster than the D1. We're in the, oh you son of a, we are in the bunny hops. We already cleared them. Coming up to our first right-hander. Oh, wide. It's a good thing there was nobody there. That would have been ugly. All right, first left. I don't know what that guy was doing. Traffic's acting a little weird right now. NPCs being NPCs. Here we are. Snaked our way through there with no problem. Here we are. Spine of the city, going all the way up. Lots of speed with this. Oh, barely. Did you see that? The D1, I feel, handles a little, it's a little more controlled. It's not as crazy. All right, here we are. Last one. Can we clear the intersection? Oh, a little shy. All right, here we are coming into Geico Corner. Bit of a traffic jam here. Starting the hill climb. Not a lot of traffic right now. I'll take him on the outside. I love it. That makes it so much easier with no traffic. Beautiful. Dodging wastes time. Straight line is speed. Lots of control to go with that power. It's like the D1, but stronger. Faster. Better, maybe? Into the chicanes. Should be simple driving from here. I probably lost a little bit of time. Blind man's curve. No, 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 no. That's why it's called blind man's curve. I didn't see him. I'm going to shut up for a second. Let's listen to that motor. Here comes that crackle. Oh, I love it. If I haven't said it before, I love the exhaust sound on this ride. It's pure magic. All right, on the follow through. So, quality of life. This feels a lot like what the D1 has. Less refined, but more of it. The grace, the speed, the presence, all of that. The BlackFin's got it in spades. It's a fabulous machine. Under the railroad bridge, last couple turns coming up. There it is again. Ah! Into the S, Stab City, and across the line. Don't call it a comeback. The BlackFin has put itself on the board with a whole 6-second lead over the D1. Let's get back to town. Let's get to final thoughts and wrap this review up.
Time for final thoughts. Let's get one thing straight. The BlackFin is one hell of a ride. But it ain't perfect. There are 3 major flaws with this whip. First off, the elephant in the room. That front end. That face looks like it just found out that Mr. Potato Head is going to be its plastic surgeon. It's a bizarre combination of shock, pain, and heavy disappointment. A look really that only a mother could love. Where the D1 is elegance on wheels, turning heads before the engine even cranks, the BlackFin is a head turner for all the wrong reasons. It makes you wonder whether it was involved in a head-on collision, hastily repaired in the dark, and unveiled to the world as if nothing ever happened. On paper, the proportions are textbook American sports car. Long hood, a short, and in this case, chopped rear deck, and an aggressive stance. It's the classic formula that has produced some of the most iconic muscle cars ever built. The problem is that the BlackFin never quite nails the assignment. The ingredients are all there, but the final product feels off. You know, like the designers understood what makes the formula look good without understanding why it works. But then you put your foot in it and hot damn, the BlackFin starts making a convincing argument for itself. Beyond its distracting appearance lies the BlackFin's real personality. What it lacks in looks, it more than makes up for with enough tire shredding power to single-handedly keep the rubber industry in business. It doesn't so much accelerate as it launches itself towards the horizon line, with complete disregard for what you want. It's loud, unhinged, and about as subtle as a brick through a storefront window. Unfortunately, that power comes at the expense of balance and outright speed. This brings us to flaw 2. Where the D1 is a composed and balanced driver's whip, its bratty little sister is more brutish and less refined. As a result, it's less responsive in the turns and less rewarding to drive at the limit. Throw it into the corners and the longer wheelbase gives it excellent oversteer characteristics. But it rides the line between control and chaos so closely that it always feels one throttle input away from either a perfect slide or an insurance claim. That unpredictability can be thrilling, but it also means the BlackFin never inspires the same confidence as its older sister. With all that said, we still haven't even crossed the BlackFin's biggest flaw. And like I said, it's not the styling, it's not the handling. It's not even the fact that it's constantly one bad decision away from becoming a cautionary tale. Its biggest problem is that the D1 exists. It's the sibling rivalry between the two. Because every single thing the BlackFin does well, the D1 does excellent, with more grace, more speed, and less drama. If the BlackFin looked like some random muscle and wasn't obviously styled as a successor to the D1, it'd be an easy 4-star wanted ride, and I'd recommend buying it for a suns out, funds out type of day. But because it so heavily resembles the D1, comparisons are inevitable. And it's a comparison that BlackFin gets smoked in every time. Here's the honest truth. If you already own a D1, you don't need a BlackFin. And if you're considering buying a BlackFin, do yourself a favor. Don't overthink it. Buy the D1 instead. 3 stars for the bratty sister who can't cope. Time to find the next ride. Woohoo! Now that's it. That's the end of the review. And if you stuck around this far into the video, oh, you know what's up. Massive thanks for watching. If you're feeling it, if you can do some of those familiar YouTube things of like, subscribe, turn on notifications so that you know when the next vid's coming out. All that stuff's greatly appreciated, and it helps out the channel. As always, here's a hint for our next step. But till then, I think I'm gonna be sick. Till then, I'll catch you in the main streets of Los Santos. Later. Ugh.